has been or had been earlier on being tainted by the scourge that is the suit. Yes, you probably see dark, you probably think, oh, it's gonna rain. Nope, did not rain. As always, just a quick run of my finger across surfaces outside where I reside, and true to form, yet another day, suit right in the premises. Everywhere around us, suit. Well, my name is Jude, and if you're just tuning in for the very first time, there's so many things that I can say about myself, but all of that is irrelevant. It truly is irrelevant. But we start off this morning reminding ourselves of what it means to be human. One of the things that makes society, particularly any society, when you have social animals or social creatures interacting, is order. Look at the bees, for example. There is an order, hierarchy, from the queen bee to the workers, to the defenders, to the soldiers. The same thing can be said of ants and termites. In fact, getting to see a nature video, and the narrator described the ants, I think it was the red army ant, as one of the most unstoppable forces in the forest. When they start to move, when they are looking for a nest, any and everything that comes in their way doesn't stand a chance. Why? Well, because there are rules. The queen has given orders. The soldiers protect. The eggs are carried by the workers. They form bridges. Even over water, they are able to, as it were, navigate through the forest, overcoming obstacles, and then fulfilling their mission, which is to get a new nest. But all of that is done, like I said, in the spirit of order. But rivers people have that luxury or have that ethos. This morning, our first conversation is going to start a stare, literally, at some stories that I got to have over the weekend, considering where we are right now. Some people complaining once again about some activities of some people who are either legal or illegal. We're talking about self-help this morning, and later on we'll talk about this very nice issue of petrol once again. And finally, all things being equal, we will have a conversation about mental health. All the best conversations right here on 92.3 Nigeria Info's Hello Port Harcourt. This is the region's very best conversation station.
And now, Hello Port Harcourt with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
The dead cannot cry out for justice. It is the duty of the living to do so for them. Louis McMaster Pujon. Welcome. My name is Jude. Our very first conversation this morning here on Hello Port Harcourt is about self-help. Now, I ordered a ride from one of the ride-hailing or sharing services that becoming very prevalent here in River State in Port Harcourt, and I got to see a man in distress, a young man who was visibly upset, and I could tell because as soon as I saw the car, there was a dent. The bumper, the left side of the bumper, had been pulled down. The headlamps shattered, and I asked him, "This happened on your way here?" He opened and said, "No, it didn't happen today. It happened 2 days ago. That some tax force." He says it's the government's tax force. But on Saturday, did they have their vehicles marked? And he said no, but they had a policeman attached to them, and they came around. He was trying to make a curve. He got off the road, tried to answer his call, right, parking off the road so as he were to be on the safe side, and they came up, cut him off, and in the process of cutting him off, they hit his vehicle, right? And long story short, they extorted 15,000 from him, and they made so many spurious claims that they would take the car to government house and they will lock it up there, and he will have to spend 100,000 naira to have the car released. They struggle with the key. All of these things are not news here in Port Harcourt. No, not news. We've heard about them several times. But this is where our news and this is where the conversation starts from. Because you see, a few years ago, there was that Alufo incident where the people in that community decided to, as it were, seek for self-help. Yes, justice, that like they claim, and they said, oh, these people did something wrong, these boys, and so they attacked them, and eventually those 4 boys lost their lives. And all across Nigeria, we hear of stories like this. We hear of thieves in marketplaces. I grew up hearing those stories of thieves in marketplaces having tires thrown over them, and then they were burnt alive because you stole something and all of that. And things like that. And whilst we're having this conversation, one of those tricycle riders, Keke men, who came down and looked at the car, were looking and said, that the other day that they were just talking, somebody stole something in one of the markets nearby. They caught him. They said they beat him to an inch of his life. And then they went and called the police. Listen very carefully. They intentionally beat him to an inch of his life, then called the police. And then on social media, you wouldn't believe, maybe some of you have seen him, you wouldn't believe the story that, one of the stories that made the rounds. It was a video of a man who knocked down 2 thieves, knocked them down. They snatched his phone, apparently from his car, and as they were making their way, he drove and knocked them down. And then people shook his hand. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, he looked like a police officer, shook his hand and said, you hit him. Yes, congrats. He said, yes, I jammed them. Yes, he did that. And then, to make this even more interesting, in Benin, in Edo State, over the weekend, I got to also hear from someone there who said that they caught 2 individuals who were trying to break into one of those ES shop in Oba Market. It's a very well organized place. They caught them. Once again, these 2 boys were beating. Like, they sat them down, beat them, and then called the police. All of these things points to self-help, people seeking action. As it happened in River State, I'm asking this question this morning. Are Rivers people justified in seeking self-help? Because if I'm not mistaken, it is against the law to do so. But this, in quote, illegal task force members are apparently pushing the buttons so hard, some people I spoke with say, look, they are now ready to confront these individuals since the government has refused to confront them. Are we bracing for yet another drama in River State? 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003, 0817923-0007, and then 0817923-0009. WhatsApp and Telegram, as always, available on 08090306416. Do you think the residents of River State are justified in seeking self-help, despite all of the legal ramifications that come with that? What ifs abound? Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the region's best conversations held here. Facebook.com/Nigeria Info is our Facebook page. You can join us over there. And please, when you call in, get straight, right? Have your name dropped with the call screener, and then we will get to speak to you this morning. Let's not forget, you can send your messages on WhatsApp. I'll get to read as many as I possibly can during the course of the show. God's Power is speaking to us from Woji. Let's get to hear from him. God's Power, hello Port Harcourt. Good morning to you.
Hello Port Harcourt. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Welcome, God's Power.
Mr. Jude, how are you?
Very well, thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Okay. With respect to self-help, I look at it that nobody is justified. Nobody is justified. We should never take the laws into our hands. No. We should we should allow the law enforcement and agencies to do their job, because when one resort to self-help, it can result to something unpleasant.
It could.
Injury, death, and some other funny and dangerous things. So self-help is not good at all.
All right, thank you very much, Gospel. Barry Gideon is on the line from Gokana. Good morning to you, Barry.
Hello, good morning, Jude Samuel Omamegbe.
Hello, Port Harcourt. Welcome.
My name is Barry Gideon from Gokana. This conversation this morning, most of these boys that do these things, they work for the politicians.
Oh, really?
And secondly, too, you get what will happen to you, Jude. You go take laws into your hands.
Interesting.
For example, now, after work, maybe you're walking on the street, going home, and someone just pop up from nowhere and slap you twice. You're not going to beat the person back.
Well, there's a difference. There's a difference between self-defense and now trying to seek for your own brand of justice. That's the question.
It's self-defense too. If you have gun, you might even shoot the person. I'm telling you the truth, Jude.
Is that justified? Zion is in GRA. Zion, good morning to you. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Hello, Port Harcourt.
Good morning.
It's justified.
How is that justified when the law expressly says that you shouldn't do that?
Protect you. The government cannot protect you. Recently, a lady cried in Port Harcourt how she was kidnapped in a particular forest at Ichie. Up till today, I want to ask you, sir, have you gotten any report from from Rivers State government or the Nigerian police? Do you have any information what they have done, how far they have gone in rescuing the situation at that Ichie forest? And as we are talking, according to the lady, on daily basis, people are being slaughtered. Parts are being used to sell. Oh my goodness me. And you are telling me that if Mr. Zion happens to find out for a den, I will not mobilize able-bodied people.
Once again, Zion, there's a difference between mobilizing, conscientizing, and then going out to carry actions. If you carry out actions and there's a loss of life or injury, you might be falling foul of the law.
Before carrying out any action, there must be a mobilization.
Once again,
and before people are reducing themselves or resort to self-help, such issues have been happening in that environment, and they have never been help or resort from the government.
Zion, let me take your mind back a decade ago when we had the Alu 4 incident. Many of the residents in that area who refused to speak on public radio or television, in private conversations, said they felt that yes, those boys were wrong for doing whatever they accused them of doing, and so that's why they felt it was right for them to have sought justice at that point in time. The same way in this country, people have thrown tires on people and burned them, and they felt justified. But the law says that is wrong. You have not gone through the process.
Jude, sometimes we speak these grammars because issues have not yet happened to us yet. If such issues have happened to you before as first-hand experienced as a victim, these grammars will not come out.
Ida is speaking to us from Nkora. Ida, good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning.
Hello, Potako. Good morning.
You want to tell me that maybe somebody came to shoot maybe somebody around me, maybe my brother or my family member. They should not take clothes into my hand. And now our police people now, maybe you arrested somebody that offended you, or maybe do you one thing or the other. Take the person to police station. Maybe 24 hours you see the person, they've released the person. Will you be happy? You will not be happy. Sometimes taking laws into our hand is good though.
But that's the thing. How is it good? How is it good? Because I understand it. Don't get me wrong, Ida. I understand the sentiments of losing something or maybe your life being threatened. But the law expressly has a clear definition of what is self-defense and what is, as it were, seeking self-help. Young was calling us from Abonimo. There's a very fine line between self-defense. Let me give an example for us, all right? An analogy, as someone made mention. If I was walking on the road and somebody slaps me, now if I'm walking around, someone slaps me, all right, or I notice and I counter that slap, or I dodge and I return him, that's self-defense, right? But if after that, right, I now decide that, you know what, my ego has been hurt. All the village people, all the way from Agenabude down to Sagbama to Trofani, will be very upset that their son got slapped. I decided to take a stone and hit that person, and that person has a concussion or, God forbid, dies. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think the courts will state that I was defending myself. My name is Jude. Hello, Potaka returns.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info. We'll be back.
So the conversation about seeking self-help has been had several times, with nuances in some places claiming that these issues have justification on their merits depending on the circumstances that are prevalent at that point in time. Now, the hierarchy, I'm talking about the political and social structure right here in Nigeria. The hierarchy, which is also a product of a systemic failure, is defined by those failures. Can you imagine that? Government will have to do a lot to reverse this trend, because a lot of people, as we just heard, don't have confidence in the government. So gaining back the trust of the citizens goes beyond just the law of or brutal law enforcement. Now, you see, when I say brutal law enforcement, my mind is cast. I'm not too old or too young to forget the military regime that we were under at some point during our story as a nation. So we're out of that now. A lot of people back then will tell you they had more confidence, in certain things than they do right now. But even with that, if you got to see, and please, if by chance you did get to see the videos I made mention of on social media, please call in so that there can be a verification. I don't want to look like, oh, we have the sole right to social media. No, it was on social media of the man who knocked down a motorcycle rider and his partner for attempting to steal his phone or a phone. Now, if I am to be a legal aid or I'm meant to be the law, I don't know these things, but I assume this. So someone tried to steal from you. Was it? No, not someone stole from you. Was it at gunpoint? No. The person snatched your phone. And then your next reaction was to knock the person down with your car. And then the person obviously had some injuries, maybe bruises. We don't know. But what if you knocked down that person and the person died? Would your action be validated? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jude. Welcome once again to where the region has its best conversations. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003, 0817-923-0007, and then 0817-923-0009. WhatsApp, Telegram, available on 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416, and Facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH is where you can find us on Facebook, and you can join in our conversation this morning on Hello Port Harcourt. Facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. Now, the headings there: illegal tax force harassing some bold drivers, and some people have made mention of experience. They are seeking self-help. The question is that proper? Excellent. Enoch says the insecurity in River State is on the increase, so we need to defend ourselves. Victory says yes, we can. Since the government has failed, we can seek self-help. But has the government exactly failed? Because there are cases of people who have been harassed, kidnapped, they have been rescued, the police have swung into action, they've apprehended assailants and things like that. It's probably not just happening to the scale that many would want. Still, once again, justification? Young is speaking to us from our Bonima. Let's get to hear what Young has to say on the subject matter. Young, good morning to you. Welcome.
Yes, Jude, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
Yes. Jude, do you remember those days in Job when they caught armed robbers, they put fire on them? You know, Port Harcourt is safe that time.
Was it safe or was it barbaric? People said that was a barbaric action.
Okay, to you share this as barbaric, but to see as at then, Port Harcourt is safe. You can imagine a situation, somebody meet you along the road, remove your necklace from you, maybe along the line, some boys will cut up the person, hand over the police. Police will tell him to bail himself with 2, 3, 4, 5,000, and the person is scot free. So I think we are justified.
Justified to take someone's life?
What if in the aspect of doing it, the person take your life?
But what if the person doesn't take your life? Like the person who steals Gary, or the people who stole some items in urban market that they were about to burn those several times, and maybe recently they beat them to an inch of their life. Was that justification enough?
It depends. Actually, to Port Harcourt, with insecurity in Port Harcourt, I think to Port Harcourt we are justified in trying to help ourselves.
Young.
Thank you from Abunima.
It's a pleasure to hear from you. Thank you very much, Young. Now, someone sending me a message that you haven't experienced things like this. That's why you're sounding diplomatic. No, on the contrary. A few years ago, I think it was last year, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe the year before that, I had a friend of mine who was walking home. We had just exchanged pleasantries. Right? I had my earpiece on, listening to music as I like to do. And then as I was walking by, my mind just told me, turn back. And then I turned and I see two people struggling with this, my friend, to collect her bag. And she was screaming. I started to run. I was carrying my supper. I started to run. I was shouting, hey! And then these individuals ran into the bush. One ran to the road. Then those who were around that premises, we started to have a manhunt. We went round. Somebody brought cutlass. This was about 8 p.m. We checked on our friend, asked if she was hurt, if she was, if she had been beaten or if they had cut her. She looked okay. For an hour plus, we kept looking. We couldn't find. More people joined. Like, we couldn't find this boy. Where did this thief run to? And just when we were about to give up, somebody spotted him. He had buried himself under leaves. They brought him out. You know how we tie goats? I don't even know. Till today, I don't know where those people got rope from at about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the night. In less than a minute. They tied this boy like they were about to get some salaram done. And somebody wanted to say, I felt the anger because this was my friend. I understand that emotion. But fortunately, common sense prevailed over all of us. Somebody said, no, wait. Let us hear the whole story. Let us find out what is wrong here and let's investigate. That was how that boy's life was spared. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003, 08179230007, and then the female caller line is 017-923-0009. All right, Jude, notes. Interesting. Nigerian police will not come to your aid if you did not pay for the fuel. Divine. Jude, earlier this month, 9 years ago, the Alu 4 happened and asked if we as a society, if we have grown from that awful experience, and this segment of the show has answered my question. No, we have not grown. No legislation has been made to curb lynching. Police don't go after people that harm, maim, or kill other people because they feel just. The courts should be the ones to rule on homicide as justified or not, and not the police. This is an example of the police being judge, jury, and executioner, but we don't seem to notice because it favors us. I don't think it could have been said any better. That's from BOB. I don't think it could have been said any better. Good morning, Jude. You are just trying to be diplomatic. It's not self-help. It is called jungle justice, and I am against it. Just imagine catching a burglar in your house and you call the police. To my great surprise, the police released the guy without me knowing. Even getting justice in Nigeria is like going to Choba River to learn how to swim. Or Morege. Have you tried getting to learn how to swim? Good morning, Jude. Talking about self-help, we are helpless. We're in a helpless situation. I just passed Obiwale Road just after Unkwalu Junction, where I saw SARS men, but there are no more SARS men with guns, tie a guy like a common animal that was about to be slaughtered. Jude, we are in a situation that even the digital system cannot help us. This is coming from an anonymous text right now. Our police and security operatives are not living up to expectations, and therefore the people have lost confidence in them. Bribes, corruption, and clandestine activities have taken over the Nigerian police services. Clandestine operations, that might not be far from the truth. Catch a criminal today, hand him over to the police. The next day, you'll see the criminal outside. That is why you see jungle justice thrive in our society. If we have an efficient police system in Nigeria, we don't have need for jungle justice. CC in Owerri. So this is talking about trust. BAB is talking about our mindset. Yes, just about 9 years ago, this was the same city that went global, not even national, global, as that very sad incident of the Alu 4 happened. And once again, I totally understand emotions, but should emotions cloud better judgment? I understand the anger. I understand the fear. I understand the sheer helplessness many would experience when they are attacked. But when you galvanize as a group and then decide to be judge, jury, and executioner, questions have to be asked. Let's get back to the phone lines now, shall we? 017-923-0002, 017 923 0003, 0817 923 0007, and then 0817 923 0009 is the female caller line. Please, once again, when you call in, please do well. Do turn down the volume of your radio set, or preferably just turn the volume off. Turn the volume off. All right. Just 2 days ago at Obiwale, a man was selling cable TVs when a group of tax force called him that they want to buy. The man went and they told him that he will buy, and they will buy all. Or just a second later, the guys rushed into their car and zoomed off and threw one Obiakpo photocopy, and on that photocopy, the number they wrote was just 9 numbers. I'm wondering if that's a US number or China number. This is what I'm saying. End the tax force in River State. Victory. So, this is the other side of the conversation. Are these tax forces or security agencies or whatever causing this clamor for, in quote, self-help? I take a quick note on the tax force that attacked. Yes, I used the word attacked the ride-sharing driver that I had a conversation with. That's an attack. That's an attack. Because if he committed an infraction, it's not even a crime. Let's have this clear. There's a difference between infraction, misdemeanors, and crime. A felony offense. That whatever it was not a felony offense. So why then do you slam into his car and now extort 15,000? Oh, by the way, some stories are it's those illegal boys that the LG the local government chairman recently stopped their what they call it, the what's that place called? Impounds, illegal impounds. Yes. They are the ones back again on weekends. Andy speaks to us from SARS Road. Andy, good morning to you.
Yeah, Jude, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Sure, I haven't heard all you have said, and one shouldn't take laws into his hands. Let me just in a jiffy explain this little thing to you. Where I'm from, there is this notorious boy. Right when he was small, the dad was alive then. He went to, all in the name of going to school at where he went. And while he was there, they went and stole with his friends. They killed husband and wife. And at the end of the day, they caught them. They did not catch this boy. And at the end of the day, they also caught him. They killed others. And the father came and manipulated and collected the boy. Went back home. After that, the father died. After that, again, this boy had to kidnap somebody, and somebody was killed. The person was killed at the end of the day. He went to jail. At the end of the day, they did what they did. He came back again. And the final one that took his life was when he had to indulge into cultism and the rest of them again. He came openly on a daylight and shot somebody and killed the person. Hello?
Well, listen to you, Andy. Hello, Andy, go on. We're listening to you.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, he was killed. Now, the question is, if at that first time he did that one he did when he killed the husband and wife, where they went on school, if he was killed and prosecuted, would he have come and kill these other persons? So what we are saying is, somebody said something before, let it not happen to you. When it happens to you, you will know what to do. What we are saying is, yes, self-defense is not good.
No. There's a difference between self-defense, Andy, and self-help. Jungle justice. There's a totally wide gulf.
Let's forget about the English. Why you are doing a self-defense and you kill the person? What else? What happens then? So what we are saying is, in as much as we know that is not good, our government is the problem we are having, because when you see a particular issue that some persons are criminals in a society, police go a long way, picks up the person, instead of going into prosecution immediately, they are being released. And how will you feel when such a person goes back to that environment? Are you getting what I'm saying? So we are preaching for peace, or not for self-defense, or as the case may be, but let the government help. That some of these matters the masses will not take laws into their hands. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much, Andy. Great to hear from you. So I had a message earlier on, and talking about the same issue of ride-sharing platforms and the users thereof, both the drivers and the passengers being harassed these days. And someone sent a message and said, I now have, okay, for lack of a better word, he has a device, right, that he carries around these days. And if he feels threatened by any, in quote, so-called tax force, he's not going to hesitate to use it. And that mentality is spreading, and it's worrisome because, there's this saying, none more than this person speaking to you is aggrieved at the actions of these tax force people, whether they are the regular tax force on street trading or those illegal ones that we don't know who they are and how they come about, but yet they have policemen attached to them, right? In either cases, I've had experiences with both of them, and they are vexing. They are vexing. I totally understand. I sometimes, in all honesty, in the few cases I've experienced, I felt like shaking the person's head. What's wrong with you? Can't you see what you're doing is wrong? I get it. I get it. But if we do that for the person who is illegally collecting money, and we do that for the person who was caught stealing, and we do that for the person who doesn't pay his house rent, or we do that for the person who illegally connects to your house and things like that, at some point in time, chaos is going to run free. At some point in time. Now, I'm not saying this is just. I'm not saying. Neither am I suggesting that docility should be the way forward. That people should just sit down and be docile. And like you often hear in this country, let God come and intervene. No. That's not it. Far be for me to insinuate that. But there has to be a better way. So this last 10 minutes, what is that better way? What can we do to avoid, as it were, an eye for an eye scenario? Arasawan says, jungle justice, an eye for an eye will leave the whole world blind. Mahatma Gandhi. Godwin Ebule says, legal or illegal, the tax force is the only job successfully created by my dear governor over the past 6 years. Wow, okay. Didn't realize it was that commendable. Did not realize. But hey, these are the issues. So if we are not encouraging self-help, if we are not encouraging jungle justice, what then should we do? Ella, interestingly, also has a protection of hers that she carries around. Interesting. All right, good morning, Jude. When it comes to self-help, I think it's wrong. But Nigerians and Rivers people are becoming very frustrated. These illegal tax force one day will meet their Waterloo. Will one day meet their Waterloo. Now, I'm very sure some of you who are, well connected probably know some of these individuals who are, carrying out these activities, illegal tax force people. I don't want to believe that they don't listen to radio conversations or television conversations. I refuse to believe that. Well, just in case you speak to them, well, some people apparently are not happy. And who knows, like I said, we don't want to have a fallout here in River State. Hello, Jude. My wife paid about 16,000 naira to tax force on the first day she opened the shop. She hasn't even sold anything from that business. I wish I could see those boys. I will attack them. MOA from Port Harcourt. Once again. If you do know these individuals, whether they are legal or illegal, please. The aim of this conversation is to sensitize us against what is wrong and not to promote actions that could, as it were, place us in bad light. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003, 017-923-0007, and then 0817923 0009 is the female caller line. When you call in, please get your name and details straight through to the call screener. Let's get to hear from you as soon as we possibly can. And then on Facebook, facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH, facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. Sam is on the line. Let's get to speak to Sam this morning and get to hear his reports.
The issue of task force in Port Harcourt is what I'm calling out.
Yes, Sam, we can hear you. Go on, please.
Hello?
Yes, Sam, go on. We can hear you. Go on, please.
Okay. When I bought my car newly, I bought my car 2014. On 2015, early 15, I was just a new driver on the road. Some group of men stopped me and I was driving. You know, my feedback. There's gas that said some of them police, some of them claim to be Skimmer Reef and all them. More than 6 of them jumped into my car. I pleaded with them seriously. Brought 10,000 naira to give them. I have job at hand. I want to go and execute. They said no. They are going to show my car to Mibo. They are going to give me for psychiatric test and all the cancelled all that I'm going to pay 500,000 naira. And I had serious job at hand. My white man was calling me seriously over it. They had to force me to go to the bank. I withdraw my dollar and change and pay them before I was able to retrieve my car and continue my business that day. And those guys, they are still on the road today. I'm seeing them. Even I want to snap some of them as close to you.
No, don't post to me. Why don't you report them? If they're illegal, why don't you report them? You don't need to post to us. Report them.
Where do you report these things?
Well, we've had the local government chairman recently, come up to lock down illegal impounds and chase the people away. And some people, like I said, some people have had police cases that they've held those people before. I know of 1 or 2 in the past 3 years. So you can report them.
What I'm telling you, what I changed that was more than 200,000 naira. I changed then. Dollar, my $10. Yes. To save my job that day, I made that payment so I can go for my job that day.
Oh my goodness.
It's still everything going on. Thank you.
Sam, thank you very much for sharing with us. 200,000 naira today is still a huge sum of money. Even with the harsh economic climate and the weakening of the naira. That's crazy. So yes, if you didn't get to hear it from me, let me state this. I have heard of cases where these things happened before and they reported to proper policemen. And action was taken. That there's I don't think it's there anymore. But there was an illegal impound beside the Port Harcourt Zoological Garden. That's at Transabadis. I know a lot of people know it now. I think it's under renovation right now. Back then, this was about 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Back then, I got a ride. I went for an interview, and the lady saw me. I was like, "Oh, where you going my way?" So okay, fine, jump in. As we got in, and she was getting off the road. There was no marking, nothing. This was on Audley Road, right, just close to that very popular supermarket where people like to go and buy bread from, right? So she just got off the road so that I could calm down. Next thing, jumping, 2 men with gray beards who were old enough to be my older brothers. Jumped in. One says he embarrassed the nation by saying he's from Ijo. I felt so embarrassed that day. I refused to believe that person was an Ijo man. Ended up with the car being about. The woman just ran away from the car because she thought they were kidnappers. Luckily, we had exchanged numbers, and then I said, "You know what? This woman just gave me a ride. We just came up from an interview. We're all looking for a job. We're job seekers. This is not what we plan to do. Help! There's nothing wrong. There's no sign here. So this one we'll talk. We went to that place. The car was parked, and then they collected 1,500 naira from me. Yes. Now this woman called her husband, who called somebody, and then we had a beautiful case that day. This happened at about 11 a.m. in the morning. By two of those people, one of them is an elderly man who was in charge of recording. He was taken away by the police, the real police, by the way, because by the time they came with the real police, everybody ran away. So yes, you can report. You should report. I think this notion that we have in this state, and maybe by connection in the entire federation, is that we cannot do anything. That's why people want to seek self-help and carry weapons and devices and things like that to attack people. Please report. I'd like to encourage you this morning to report. Because this is how it snowballs. It takes one good case, one publicized case, and then more and more people will, as it were, fall into line. By the way, to that man and those men who expected us that day, I wonder if they built houses yet, or bought cars, or they're living well. Same thing goes to you, yes, extorting money right now illegally. There's a reason why you continue to do that. I keep wondering, is there no sense of morality? Even if there's no sense of morality, common sense should tell you that I cannot do this job for the next 10 years and survive. Wait. Jude, you might be wrong, because there are some Agboros that have been on the street for 15 years now. You might be wrong. Anyway, hello, Potako returns.